What we know so far is that a call came in around 9:45. Someone had called making a specific threat to Essex High School. That is about 5 inches since 4 this morning. Right here where all the trucks are coming out for V-Trans. According to the search warrant, which was issued on Wednesday, police were looking for a human skull from a possible unreported homicide. And there's plenty of other things happening over by the waterfront too for entertainment, like face painting for the kids and also a rock climbing wall as well. Police were on Bronson Road in St. Albans all afternoon trying to piece together what happened. So what got you interested in doing work with the Red Cross?
Well, I'm a huge believer in together we are stronger, and this is part of it.
Megan, Brittany, I hope you're happy with this. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. Okay, all right. Students packed the parking lot at Essex High School just one day after a nearly 4-hour lockdown.
I told him he had to go.
Essex mom Michelle Brewster sent her 18-year-old back to class Thursday.
I told him you've got to live your life.
Precautions were still being taken as the school day started again.
We've ramped up our security a little bit, help people feel a little more comfortable.
Essex and Vermont State Police cruisers parked outside of district schools, a measure Brewster says made her feel safe sending her son back. Brewster's son, Eric, was originally reluctant to return.
But he didn't want to look like one of those people that was too scared to go back.
Wednesday around 10 in the morning, Essex police got a call from a male threatening to hurt individuals at the school if his demands weren't met. The school then went into lockdown.
This is more than just a false alarm sort of thing, especially with given some of the demands that were made.
Law enforcement from around the area went classroom to classroom, looking for weapons, explosives, or an armed person. Students were text messaging their parents what was happening from inside the building.
And they were quiet, they cooperated, even though they were texting their parents, which I think actually helped because we on the outside knew what was going on. We weren't listening to rumors, we knew our kids were safe.
Essex police say there was no threat located in the school. News that caused a sigh of relief for Brewster. 10 years ago, Eric was supposed to be in Alicia Shanks' classroom. She was killed in a shooting at Essex Elementary School before kids arrived from summer break.
It was harder to send him to school after that than something like yesterday.
Kids packed the gym at Windsor's Recreation Center for the first day of summer camp.
This is where a lot of the kids come during the summer.
Gym teacher Donna Ewald is taking on a new role this year. She's making sure all kids get free meals while they're not in school.
It was really fun to see them and to connect with them and to see that they're eating healthy food.
This is the first summer Windsor's offering the program at sites around town. Anyone from a toddler to 18-year-old can get lunch.
We needed a more structured environment where there'd always be a time frame where students could come.
It's a nationwide program kicking off this week. The nonprofit Hunger Free Vermont and folks from Mount Ascutney Hospital helped coordinate it.
Access to food is a problem for folks.
Jill Lord works with the hospital and is coordinating volunteers at each location. The town wasn't eligible in previous years because there wasn't enough families that met the threshold. With census data, Hunger Free Vermont was able to target specific pockets of need.
So each of the sites that we've selected in town are in those areas of the town that are eligible for the program.
Hunger Free Vermont and volunteers in Windsor have also expanded the program to also include affordable rate or low-income housing locations. Union Square Apartments is one of them. Josh Jackson knows what it's like.
We totally understand because we were there at one point in time.
Now he and his family are doing better and want to give back. Jackson is now supervising the site, making sure other people get the nutrition they need.
Build our community even tighter and at the same time feed needy children in our area.
A 10-day trip to England ending with several moments of terror for a group from SUNY Plattsburgh. Steve Matthews taught a course and brought 9 students to tour London. Last Saturday night, he messaged them when he heard about the attacks at the London Bridge and the Borough Market.
I was thankful that all the students were in the same building I was in immediately.
All of the students and Matthews were in the hotel about 2 miles away from London Bridge. Matthews says he heard sirens all night long, watching it unfold from his hotel room.
These kind of terrorist acts, you don't have to be putting yourself in a risky situation. You can just be standing on a bridge in a tourist location.
Were you scared at all when you realized what was happening?
We all got a little tense in the room and we were sort of like, who should we talk to? I called my parents.
Danielle Atanasio is a graduate student who was on the trip. The group had talked about visiting the sites, making a stop by the London Bridge.
So it was definitely something that was on our to-do list.
One of the tour guides with the program suggested stopping by the iconic Borough Market. Matthews didn't end up going, but the tour guide Nadia did with some of her friends that night.
The police had come in, told them to get away from the windows, shut the lights off.
Matthews says his students were resilient, not letting an act of terror stop their trip. The next day, the students in Matthews carried on with their plans, visiting a museum across the city, going into the Tube, the subway system. That's when it hit Matthews. There was a terror attack.
All before that, people were kind of keeping to themselves, but I noticed every single person looking at every single person.
Keeping calm and carrying on, not letting terror control their lives.
If we had decided we can't do this because people are scared, well, then these terrorists have won.
Tuning up for the 3rd of July.
It's going to be a wicked fun time. 4th of July is always fun.
That's Kelly Raven. He's part of the Welter Waits, a local band with a rock and roll feel.
Just two songwriters looking to get louder.
He's been playing with Lowell Thompson for about a decade, but just formed Welter Waits about a year ago. They're signed up to play the main stage on Monday. We caught up with Raven before his set at Monkey House this week.
Take a guy in his acoustic guitar, saying, writing a song, and then you just put distorted guitars on it and a ruckus rhythm section.
Another new band, Brightbird, is opening up for the Welter Waits.
Have as good a time as possible and pass that along as much as possible.
Ethan Tischler and Greg Pazza are buddies from high school, experimenting with a folk sound. Ethan plays guitar and sings. Greg rocks out on his mandolin, welcoming in the audience to their stories.
Content that invites the audience into an emotional depth and engagement.
A lot of the times the lyrics are driving how we interpret the next verse or the following verse.
And organizers say they make it a point to book local bands, creating a lot of buzz in the community for the show.
We always look for local bands. We try to hire awesome local talent.
A new revolutionary sound to kick off fireworks celebrations.